So FO here refers to formal organization, IFO is informal organization. So to begin with, formal organization is an organization in which job of each member is clearly defined. The job is clearly defined in formal organization, where whose authority, responsibility and accountability are fixed. This we discussed yesterday, right? Authority, responsibility and accountability are fixed. Whereas in informal organization formed within the formal is just a network of interpersonal relationship when people interact with each other. So there is no designated authority, responsibility or accountability in the informal organizational setup. Right? Yes. So now, don't you think the members in the trade union interact within themselves? What is that called? They say that IFO is formed within the formal organization. Let's assume one trade union. Okay, now Ivaga, let's take this INTUC only. Okay, or AITUC. Okay. Now, if those communications are to be called as informal organizational communications, they are like a network of interpersonal relationship when people interact with each other. Is it so? See, now what did we call as informal organizations? Ivaga, we have government. Okay. Under the government, we are having a lot of labor unions. Okay. Of them, one of it is AITUC, All India Trade Union Congress. Okay. So what do these people do? What does these people do? Whenever this mini wages and working hours of the laborers, all those will be negotiated by these people to the government, so that their livelihood is secured. There is some kind of job security. Okay, why we need this job security? Let's assume that we have a maid at home. Okay, ivaga maid ge working hours ide, minimum wages kodbeku anta rules ide, and how do you treat them? When can you throw them out of the house? When can you actually employ them? If they become a part of that organization, no, you are liable to answer their mandates. That is why we are not happy with taking people from the agency, because agency will come up with a lot of rules and regulations, and it's pretty expensive also because it is legal, under the purview of the law. But we don't go for that. Somebody's reference comes as made to us, right? So that's the distinction between going through an organization and employing of the organization. So now this AITUC is having an organizational communication amongst themselves. AITUC ke president irtare. Okay, All India president irtare, state level president irtare. Okay, you know this? Yeah, so All India level and then state level representative will be there. Okay, and in the state level also, each one of the plantations, or if it is about the plantation workers, no, each one of the plantations or each one of the labor industry sectors will have a representative in this particular Congress if they take for the membership. So now these people are having a communication with themselves as to what can be brought in as mandate or law anta, right? So now, is that formal or informal communication? But it's an informal organization, how can it be formal? There. See, the thing here is, now it is an informal organization having a communication amongst themselves. As long as it does not become a mandate, no? What is a mandate? Tomorrow it is communicated to the government and it comes back as a policy. Okay? It still remains as an informal communication only, because you're an informal group inside an organization. Okay? So you might copy having a formal organizational structure, but if you do not register yourself as one particular organization, then you remain an informal organization. So most of the peer groups under the government are formal organizational setups only, because they are there with a setup organizational structure. Now when I say there's president, there's vice president, and there is state level secretaries, they are not informal organizations mostly. They are formal organizations within a formal organization. Got it? Yes. So that's the difference. Okay. So you should be a little cautious when you are using the term informal organization to some of the examples. Got it? Yes. So that's about it. Understood clearly? Yeah. Then second one, formal organization created deliberately by top management, whereas informal organization is created spontaneously by the members. Okay. There is no deliberation to create this. Okay. All the unions, if you take how did it originate? There would be one leader who wanted to fight against the management's exploitation. So then started this union, and then eventually it turned up into a big union. Okay, so that's how it works. So spontaneously by members. Then formal organization is aimed at fulfilling organization's objectives, whereas informal organization focuses on achieving the psychological needs and social needs of the employees. Okay, so what is the psychological needs you're talking about? So anything related to your psychological status. Okay, so related to your mental status. No, exploitation, no pressure. Okay, you want to vent out your anxiety or frustration, or you want to report some kind of exploitation through, your peers. So they are all about the psychological needs. Social needs, like you have somebody with you to handle the work environment there. So that becomes the social needs. Got it? Yes. So this is for organizational objectives. This is for individualistic objectives. That is, it could be social or psychological. Then formal organization is permanent in nature. IFO is temporary in nature because it may or may not exist tomorrow. Okay. Let's assume that two people were good friends. They end up fighting. So tomorrow onwards, that communication is not going to exist at all, right? So informal organization can or cannot exist. It may cease to operate any day. Okay. Then formal organization follows official communication. Informal does not have such official communication laws. So it flows in all direction. The communication can flow in all direction. It does not have any hierarchical rules to be followed in communication. So the information flows in all directions in informal organization. Then informal organization, not informal. Okay. So the rules and regulations are to be followed by every member, whereas there are no rules and regulations for informal organization. It is only norms, values, and beliefs. So what is the difference between rules and regulations and norms, values, and beliefs? Derived by social backing. Okay, so society, has given certain standards or certain norms which are being followed in the society belonging to common society. I mean, people belonging to common society. So therefore, they follow it. Okay, so that's about norms, values, and beliefs. Okay, got it. Then the formal organization focuses on performance, while informal organization focuses on interpersonal communication. Okay. So lastly, this informal communication becomes successful through this interpersonal communication skills. Okay. So mostly social beings, like socially active beings, are the ones who develop the informal organizational setup. Got it? Yes. So easy to go, not a very difficult concept as such. Yes or no? Understood? Yes. Shall we move ahead? Done writing, all of you?